Hey, good morning. We're going to have to get through this quick today. I think it's getting ready to thunderstorm. And I'm a little later than normal today. And I'm going to talk about fear today and a popular acronym that I hear a lot of people use, false evidence appearing real. And let me show you the clouds first. Here we go. Look at this. Beautiful, beautiful. So I'm pulling mainly from Mark chapter 11 today, but I read Mark chapter 10 and 11. Didn't you love my pulling my hair back? Didn't work out too well this morning. Oh well. Who cares? False evidence appearing real. So Jesus, can y'all hear the thunder in the background? Jesus has this interesting little, it's not even so much a parable. Well, it is a parable, but he's not speaking it, he's doing it. He goes up to a fig tree that's in full bloom and expecting to get some fruit from it, because fig trees with that type of foliage and at maturation and the leaves that it had, it should have also, it indicated there was fruit, but he got up there and there was no fruit. False evidence appearing real. And then he curses the tree. And the disciples are like, well, that's kind of weird. Then they go on to the temple, and Jesus gets angry. This is a very well-known, even if you're not familiar with the Bible, a lot of people talk about this story of the New Testament. Jesus walks into the temple and he gets angry and he overturns the tables of the money changers and the people that are selling doves. And he says, this is turned into a den of thieves. This is supposed to be a house of worship, a house of prayer, and you've turned it into a den of thieves. Again, false evidence appearing real. You're the church, and now you're setting up shop in here, selling money, like doing business. Like, that's not what this place is for. You're taking advantage. And so the constant message is, and then he even talks to, they're on the way back from that, and they run across ooh, look at this, hold on. Ooh, storms. So I'm going to walk back this way just in case I need to pop under the cover. So anyway, they're on their way from the temple, and they go back the way of the fig tree, and they see the fig tree has withered and died. And they're pointing it out to Jesus. They're like, wow, oh wow, like you took that tree out. Again, if the example was to us as believers, don't say that you believe one thing and then go and do another. That is leading, not only fooling yourselves, but you're leading other people astray, which we learned yesterday from Mark 9, that we're not supposed to do that. But we like to think of ourselves very high and mighty sometimes as believers, and we like to put ourselves in a category of otherness, like we're the ones that got it together. Good luck, you people over there. Nice being human. Like, we're pious, we're good, we're righteous. No, you can't come in our building. No, your sin. You have too much sin. No, you can't come in. Or maybe we'll let you in, but we're not going to welcome you. We're going to look at you with disdain and judgment. Don't we do that in our churches? And even in our outward lives, social media is full of righteous people proclaiming judgment in the name of God. Whoa, you gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. If your life is not actually bearing fruit, who are you to judge? And so Jesus ends with prayer and telling the disciples that they need to really believe what they're praying for, believe that it's possible. And oh, by the way, if you're harboring any grudges, judgment against other people, you need to forgive them just as your Father forgives you. And if you don't do that, false evidence appearing real. If you're holding something against somebody, then what you're really saying is, God, I know you say you forgive me, but I don't really believe it. I don't believe that's how it works. Because if we really believed it and we received it, like, we can't hold grudges. And this one's a hard one for me. Like, God has been convicting of me of this slowly. Like, I had, even just in the past week, I had a new breakthrough and a new level of understanding and conviction in this area in my own life. So I'm reading it and I'm understanding it. Do I have the fruit of that in my life? No, not yet. Working on it though. And there's probably even some reparation. And forgiveness is a really tricky thing. It's letting go. It's letting go. It's forgiving. Be forgiving. I talked one day all about that, like doing the break. Before giving, you've got to also give it to yourself first. So oftentimes when we see something in somebody else and we're holding a grudge or a judgment, it's a mirror. There's something in us that we don't want to acknowledge. And we want to pretend like, oh, I've already dealt with that, or nope, I don't even need forgiveness about that. And so we project it out on other people because it feels very vulnerable. We want to defend ourselves. We don't like to admit these things about ourselves. So it's easier just to see it in other people and go, wow, they really got that wrong over there. But really, those things often are a mirror for ourselves. And if we don't deal with what's inside and even accept, hey, I'm fully human. I really F up here. I F up a lot. And I'm forgiven. I'm loved. I don't have to be perfect. That's not my job to be. My job is to constantly come back to God, forgive myself so that I can forgive others. And I can accept and love others because I am accepting and loving myself and accepting that unconditional, undeserved love from a God who is love. So it's an inside job first. It's a opening up, a letting in, a letting go, so that we can be truly loving to other people and inviting and encouraging and a true light of God, so that we're not false evidence appearing real. Somebody's not walking up to us because we're putting on a good show, and then they get up close and there's no fruit. There's no fruit. There's nothing there. It's just us posturing and fooling ourselves. Like, we look in the mirror and we even think we see fruit, or we see the evidence of it, but there's really nothing there. You come inside my home, and if there's discord, awful relationships, bad habits, like, that's stuff that is unloving, and is fear-based, and how we treat ourselves, how we treat even our loved ones. There's some work to do. And it's okay that there's work to do. We're human. We are not God. We are human. And when we can accept and love ourselves as fully human, and accept and receive love and forgiveness from a loving and forgiving God, then boy, does that expand our heart and our ability to love others and stop living from a place of fear. False evidence appearing real. It's hard to walk this walk. which is why we keep getting told it's you're not going to get through it with pride. You're going to have to lay yourself down. Lay yourself down in all the ways, and pick up your cross. But his yoke is easy and the burden is light. I think I'm quoting that right. Anyway, we can do all things. Again, back in Mark chapter 10, we are told again, reminded again, yes, this is possible. This is impossible with man, but with God, all things are possible. We can truly live from a place of love and forgiveness and acceptance. Before we can connect with people, before we can teach or be taught, acceptance, radical acceptance has to happen first. And again, it starts with ourselves. We cannot give others what we don't possess ourselves and what we're not allowing in. Act accordingly, accept, connect. Then we teach. But as people, we often go in reverse. And then we get frustrated. We wonder why it doesn't work. Because we're like, well, I want you to do what I'm saying. I want to teach you so that then I can comfortably connect with you according to my worldview. And then since you're going to listen to what I say and then connect with me and listen, then I can accept you, because then you're going to come to me from a place of agreement. It sounds ridiculous when you say it, I know, but that's what we do. Totally. Me too. Pot calling the kettle black here, or saying she's also, I got some work to do. But slowly, as I'm really internalizing the truth of this message and little by little trying to apply and behave in a way that is totally like counterintuitive, the more I'm getting real evidence appearing real. Maybe we need an acronym for that. Real evidence, rear. Yeah, we have to live rear. We have to rear. We have to reverse and go in a new direction in a way that's opposite. And often we can't. Doesn't feel like we can see where we're going. So we've got to have faith and trust. There might be something there. Okay, we'll see. All right. Have a great day and rise and shine, even if you are dealing with thunderstorms too, or whatever weather and whatever storms of life you have going on. We can weather them a lot better from a position of love and casting out fear. Don't believe that false evidence that appears real. It will take you down. All right. Have a great day. Rise and shine.